Hello and welcome. This is Angie with CountryStreetCottage.net here today to celebrate National Dinosaur Day. So I'm making this fun dinosaur taggy toy. So first of all, we're going to use our Cricut and we're going to cut our pieces. So we're going to cut our dinosaur shapes. We're going to sew it together, adding fun tags all around his back. We're also going to sew inside some crinkle paper. So it'll be extra fun for any infant on your gift giving list. So come celebrate National Dinosaur Day and let's make this fun dinosaur taggy. So to make our dinosaur taggy blanket, we'll need some material. So I'm using an orange Minky fabric, but you could use whatever fabric you would like for the outside. And then you'll also need some, like a soft foam stabilizer or some kind of batting. And then we're going to add some crinkle material. So crinkle material is going to go on the inside and create that fun crinkly sound that babies love. And I just purchased a yard of this off Amazon. It's kind of like a cellophane almost. And then you'll need a wide variety of ribbon for the actual tags. So we're going to start by cutting our pieces on the Cricut machine. So these pieces can absolutely be cut by hand, but I wanted to use my Cricut to get that precision cut with the Cricut Maker and that rotary blade. So first I cut two dinosaurs with the Minky fabric, and I cut these as mirror images so that the Minky is on the outside on both sides. Then I cut the foam stabilizer to go in the center, and then I cut that great crinkle fabric to add that crinkly texture to the center. Now for the Minky fabric I used a fleece with more pressure. For the foam stabilizer I used the quilt batting setting, and for the crinkle material I used the grocery bag setting on my Cricut Maker. Now we'll cut some ribbon and add them along the top. So cut your ribbon into strips, and they should be long enough that when you make a loop that the baby can interact with it. And then we're just going to put those around one of the pieces of Minky fabric, just using some pins for now, and then we'll sew them. So I like to use a wide variety of widths and textures when I make a taggy toy. So whatever ribbon you have on hand is great. This is awesome for scrap pieces of ribbon or small pieces of ribbon that you have laying around. And some big, thick ones like this that are silky are also wonderful for this project. Alright, so I sewed around all the way around the outer edge. Now, I did one layer of the Minky and then the batting as well. I find that it's easier to do just a couple layers at a time instead of all 4 layers at a time. And then I added my ribbon. Now, I sewed over the top of the ribbon with a zigzag stitch really close to the edge for this one. And so the ribbons themselves, I'm going to sew over them like 3 times. I'm just really cautious when giving something to a baby that I get everything nice and secure. So now on top of this, we can add our other dinosaur upside down, and then our crinkle, and then I'll use some pins to secure that all the way around. And this time we'll leave an opening at the bottom to turn it right side out. And when we turn it right side out, these 2 layers will be the outside layers, and we'll be able to have our dinosaur taggy. So as you can see here, I have pinned it a lot. So these materials are really slick and can shift easily, so use a lot of pins before you sew. So I've sewed all the way around and removed all my pins, and then I have an opening at the bottom to turn this right side out. Now, I was not able to catch the crinkle fabric everywhere around my seam because, like I said, it's really slick and will move on you. But I think as long as you catch it a majority of the places, it should stay in place fine once we flip it. It's not actually going to come out because it's going to be on the inside of the stuffy. So we're just going to flip this, and then we're going to sew around the outside one more time to make that 3rd time to sew on those ribbons to make sure they're on there really well. Now that we have everything turned right side out, I'm going to use a coordinating fabric to sew around all the way around the outside. So we can close up this opening we left in the bottom, and then we can also fix any places like I missed the top layer here when I was sewing, so I can sew this up as I go and just tuck the ends under. And then it will secure these ribbons one last time so that it's safe for babies to use the taggy. And so we just did a top stitch all the way around the outside, and now we have a dinosaur taggy blanket that crinkles. So a fun gift for any baby on your gift giving list. And like I said, I like to sew 3 times around the outside. So I sewed once with the ribbons in place, I sewed a second time inside out, and then I sewed a third time all around this outside edge once it was complete. And that way my tags are really super secure for when baby pulls on them. So thank y'all so much for joining me today. I hope you'll celebrate National Dinosaur Day.